Greetings, ladies and germs of planet Earth and beyond. King Zero Phoenix here, and welcome back to Subnautica. Now, I have it paused for the moment, but I just looked up. Turns out they reinstalled the achievements for this game. And as you can see, I switched the graphics view back on. For your convenience, the radiation suit has been added to your blueprint database. Oh, ain't that convenient. I'm sure you've all noticed. Oh, wow. I set the graphics to the best possible one with this motion blur. Oh my god. This looks absolutely gorgeous. If this is going to be like this for the final cut, I am definitely going to play this game no matter how many times. Let's see. Ah, yes, I remember. Last time we left off, we were just basically searching every wreck we could find and having a couple avoiding the run-ins, avoiding the Reaper Leviathan. But now, I believe we finally got the vehicle modification station for the balloon pool. So, with that in mind... Oh, that reminds me. What the? Hey! Stalkers! Hey! Oh, no you don't. These stalkers have been stealing my cameras! Strange. I guess they added... Look at that, they actually added stalkers to this creepvine forest now. That's a problem because they've never been around before. Yeah, great. I can't believe this is something different. The reason I chose this area for my base is because there were no creepvines around, stalkers around. Honestly, though, it does add a little extra liveliness to them. Thank you, dearie. You know what? Haven't you ever noticed that, actually, most of the AIs and hear the voices in the voice logs, they all seem to come with a British accent? Personally, I'm not trying to sound offensive or anything, but I think for the sake of going along, I'll just speak in it. I can't really help it, though. When I hear the accent, and I just start speaking it in it as well. In fact, when I was a child, I was well, they would actually read with this accent. I never understood why. Actually, now that I think about it, it's because, possibly, when I was a child, I loved the Harry Potter films. Turns out, though, after taking that Ancestry DNA kit test, turns out I actually got quite a lot of Great Britain in my blood. Excellent. And I just hope I'm not offending anybody by talking like this. Oh my god, it looks so much better now! Look, the floor. You could actually almost see your own reflection in the floor. The design developers really did an impressive job with the graphics overhaul on this. Eye candy indeed. I'm just glad that radiation's not affecting me in any way. Anyhow... I've got a problem. Let's see. If I am to keep these thankfully, these cameras... I do like the new interface. Anyhow, now what do I do with these? Do I just plop them back outside? Can't really do that, though. What in the blue blazes? Oh, that's right, I remember. When I installed this particular scanner room, this creepvine had disappeared. Looks like that little feature's been taken out. Anyhow, it's already late. Dear God, this looks so beautiful. Alright, quick nap should do us some good. Excellent. Honestly, do I actually need all these camera drones? Yes. Unless more stalkers decide to try and come after them, then I'll simply put them away as well. Alright. Now back to the matter at hand. It's time for me to finally dig out my sea moth. And not only that, let's see... Did I actually find it? Yes, there's some charge fins, though those don't really do much to help me anymore. Bronze torpedo arm and the propulsion cannon. And then, all I need is that drill arm. Unfortunately for me, if I remember correctly, I think that one's located in the wreck near the dunes. I'm a little hesitant to head in that direction but I did get the Cyclops decoy tube upgrade. I have the engine, but I need the bridge and the hull. Thermal module... Yes, I got the alien containment. This is what I was hoping for. Now. What the term they use these days? Oh, yes, that's right. Time to pimp out my ride. Let's see. Sea Scout. My initial colour for this particular vehicle was always red and black, but I think my signature colours, actually, after the longest time, I chose to go with the significantly more stylish black and red. You have to... The same colours used on Shadow the Hedgehog, which I also used for my own main character, Zero Phoenix. That is, I would if I could actually had the artistic talent to actually create him. Oh my god, tell me that is not one sexy beast. And I planned on making this colour scheme for other vehicles as well, my Cyclops as well as the prawn suit once I eventually get around to making it. I can make everything now. Let's see. So, hull reinforcement, efficiency, storage, Mark 1. Let's see. Crush depth now 200 meters. Let's head to the... Here. Mark 2. Yes, we have the Mark 3 depth module. With this, there's no... We can maximize its depth with this now. Oh, look at this. It seems they've actually decided to give the prawn suit its own depth module, instead of just combining them like they used to with the... Actually, that reminds me. Thermal blade. This might actually come in handy. What about these, the swing charge fins? Honestly, I highly doubt these are actually going to work, but I might as well test them out just to be safe. With the thermoblade, I can just slice any fish I want, and it'll be instantly cooked. That's 900 meters. Now I can go its maximum depth of 900 meters. Now, the real question is, what should I use next? The perimeter defense, which is a must. The storage module. What else could I use? Let's see. Its solar charger. That could be. The perimeter defense. Ah, there's an idea. I'll use the Seamoth solar charger when I'm not around. And use the sonar. At least this way, I can use the sonar to track my own location, and when, like I said, when I exit my Seamoth to go elsewhere, all I have to do is just swap them out, so that way you can just charge in the sunlight. Assuming I actually am in sunlight. Oh god, that is gorgeous. It's a shame they can't do this, add any paint jobs to our bases. That would be beautiful. Let me just stash these away. Titanium. No, what am I doing? Hang on. You. Okay. Let's see if these swing charge fins actually function the way they're supposed to. Hey, school of pimpfish. Get out of me base. Never really understood that little glitch. My god, everything looks so much more beautiful now. Uh-oh. Sorry there, chap, but I'm a little too fast for you now. It doesn't seem to be amplifying the charge, but at least it's keeping the power level of my sea glide at a steady level. Sorry, stalkers, but that is not for you. Strange, I still wonder why and where exactly they decided to add stalkers to this forest. It was always abandoned before. But no matter. Let's see now. Alright. City used lifeboat sunk 500 meters before she abandoned it. If I remember correctly, that's the second blood kelp forest. I feared I was having to go down there eventually.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, they have a new animation for that now. Yes, I am definitely still infected. At least now with these swing charge fins, I can actually keep my seagull powered from now on. If I remember correctly, I took a look at the cut content from this game and noticed that there was an upgrade for the sea glide, but they had it removed. I don't know why that is. I am definitely going to install the alien containment module, but before we do that, we might as well check out CTOU's lifeboat. I know we're going to across some very dangerous creatures while we're there.
Welcome aboard, CAS systems online.
Seem like an early. Oh wow, that is gorgeous. Still don't understand. And why that particular cave entrance to the jelly shrimp caves was sealed off. What's that? That's the new sound the gasoports make when they release their gas, eh? Sounds a little too flatulent for my taste. Actually, sounds like someone's having the runs. Ugh. Anyhow. Dear God, I'm sorry, I know I can be repeating myself, but you have to admit the graphics and the way I have it on film, it's just mind-blowing. It looks more like a film than it does a video game. Oh dear, must be an eclipse. I think this way also leads to the dunes nearby. What hit me? I don't recall these wrecks. Oh dear, that one's deeply infected with the Karar. Wonder if there's anything of interest in here. Might as well check it out. Apparently not. What the... Ah, yes, the tiger plant. Watch out for those. Perhaps not in this one. Oi! I remember. Now none of them can actually see me. It's a shame this doesn't also apply to all vehicles. That would be a big help if I'm not out swimming by myself and not having to worry about a Reaper trying to destroy my submarine. Come on then! Let's see what treasures you may hold, eh? I doubt there really is going to be anything of any real significance. Probably just a couple of fragments. Yep, I was right. Propulsion cannon fragments. Then again, there is a door that leads this way. I doubt that. I think that just only leads to the outside, but... Hiya! Still bright. I may have removed the bloom, but really... It's a slow but steady charge. Not exactly ideal. Well, in hindsight, I suppose it is better than nothing. Shame those don't contain anything of... Yeah, no data pod. No. Oh, what's in here? More water. Actually, I am quite parched. There we are. Enough food and water to get me through the day. Oh dear, the sun's going down. Personally, I hate travelling at night. But thankfully, I have this... Wait a minute. That doesn't look like it's going... Oh, don't tell me. That heads straight into the dunes, doesn't it? Oh dear. No. Not the dunes. What is this? A mushroom forest? Ah. Ah, the underwater islands. And here we are. The second blood kelp 2. Good God, this place is even creepier in the dark. Oh dear. That is an ampule. Okay, take that out of the way. Bloodroot. Is that?
New blueprint acquired.
Let's see. I've got the blood oil now. Oh dear. I forgot there's also warpers around here too. Let's see. Now that I have some blood oil, I actually unlock some new synthetic fibers and benzene. And cue the creepy music. Indigenous life forms, flora, exploitable, the bloodroot. These root systems generally extend from one cave wall to another, coiled root system. Where this root system breaks through into open water, its tendrils coil around one another for enhanced structural integrity. Cave wall rooting. Where the root meets the cave wall, it penetrates into the rock and continues to grow, albeit at a slower rate. But both bloodroots and bloodvine produce blood oil pustules, confirming that they are in fact one and the same flora species. The majority of the root system thrives within the rock itself, occasionally breaking into open water to reach untapped mineral resources or generating vines which feed on water-based nutrients. Fascinating. The creepy music. Okay. Good thing I included the sonar. At least this should make navigating my way down here a little easier. That's puppy. Oh my goodness gracious. That is an Kara-infected crab squid. Well, fortunately I'm invisible at the moment, so it won't bother me. Crab squid. The deep shroom. Might as well take a few of these with me to go.
Blueprint acquired.
The blood vine. Ghostweed. Doesn't sound like something. Ah,
Creature discovered.
now they actually have an entry for the spinefish. Before, they never added it in, no matter how many times you would scan it. Let me see. Oh dear me. That is a whopper. The blood vine. This species of kelp grows in sparse copses deep on the ocean floor and provides shelter for an array of distinct fauna and megafauna. Survival at these depths is challenging, and the life forms which make their homes here have developed unusual coping mechanisms, including a bleaching of skin pigment, dependency on naturally occurring metals and oils to adjust the temperature and pressure, and in some cases, even electrical defense mechanisms. The vibrant red oils which seep from the blood vine coagulate into semi-hard pustules, which frequently fall loose and form a vital foodstuff for the local ecosystem, or are otherwise reabsorbed to the ground over time. A discoloured relative of the acid mushroom adapted to low-light conditions, considerably more acidic than its shallow-dwelling cousin. A low-dwelling cousin. It may have applications in advanced fabrication. Hydrochloric acid. Oh dear. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Right. I had a feeling it would come for me eventually. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be too interested in me. I should be fine for the time being. Let's see, where was I? Ah, yes. The ghostweed grows exclusively in deep waters where its pale pigmentation is visible on the fewest wavelengths. The ampiel. I believe I've scanned this already, haven't I? Yes, I have. That being said, I might let's not wander too close to it. Go away. Oh dear God, it's actually following me. Go away. I have no food here. I am not food. Go away. This is like an entire canyon down here. She abandoned it while it was this deep. I'm not just trying to sound negative, but I seriously doubt she survived. I mean, we're more than almost 500 meters deep. There's no way she could have made it all the way to the surface. I wonder how it tastes. I can't see anything. Jeez, that's the data pod. That's the life data pad.
Integrating new PDA data.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh, wow.
Flotation devices failed.
We're flooding. Evacuate.
Wait. I can reconfigure the O2 system to act as a bilge pump.
It's working.
Okay, good news. We're alive and we've stopped sinking.
Bad?
The oxygen's going to run out in 30 minutes and we're 500 meters down.
What do we do?
We'll have to use the remaining juice to send a distress call and build whatever gear we can. Then we find a way to the surface.
I can already tell you that did not go remotely as well as planned. Let's see. The crab squid. This large predator can be found in deep waters where it lurks amongst the blood kelp and membrane trees in search of prey. It can deploy a powerful electromagnetic pulse to defend itself. 10 limbs feature different appendages for swimming, walking, hunting, and perhaps even true to its nature. True to its name, 10 arms means it's a squid. Ava approaches and attacks light sources in the vicinity, deploying an EMP which disables nearby electronic signals. Hunters and prey. The crab squid's aversion to light likely serves both hunting and defensive purposes. Jelly rays, spinefish, and other illuminated smaller creatures may be its food stock, while its EMP was likely developed as a response to predation by creatures with electrical hunting mechanisms. Possibly the ampeel. Herbivores. The spinefish. No picture. Not surprised. Small, skill mentality prey fish closely related to the hoopfish. Grey coloration, a combination of near translucent flesh with white rib-like markings, gives this fish a deathly appearance. It takes advantage of this to avoid the attention of its predators. Moves and skills for protection, but will disperse and flee if necessary, whereon those fortunate enough to escape the gaze of their assailants will make for the seafloor and hide amongst the detritus. Nature, she is a cruel but fascinating beauty. Alright, we found her life pod. At least, having recovered their data pads, PDAs, we should be able at least have a record of all their fortunate demises. The family should at least know how they died. That sunk like a rock. Let's see how it tastes. Ooh. I'm glad they also removed durability from it. Oh, thank Jesus, the sun's returning. For a second there, I actually thought I was going to have to pass through the dunes to get here. Oh. Is that? Where's that coming? Blighter. Oh, they added entry for this one as well, eh? Small predator that shares close resemblance to the more common biter, but tends towards a more solitary, less aggressive hunting. While the red-tipped protrusion on the blighter's head once served as a sensory apparatus, it has evolved not to chase, but to coax its prey into its path. As prey creatures are attracted to the dancing of the stalk, the blighter can duck forward to catch and consume them. One row of sharp, piercing teeth is all the blighter needs to tear through its prey. This creature has found little use for eyes in the deep, dark caverns it inhabits, and its eyeballs are likely sensitive to nothing more than broad fluctuations in local light sources, e.g. when a meal is crossing it. So essentially, it functions the same way an angler does here on Earth. Oh dear lord, is that a cave crawler? The Rouge Cradle. I could be wrong, but isn't that used? Dear. That's a... I can't scan it. A deep cave crawler. It's a cave system down here. As fascinating as this little trip would be, I got what I came for. I would just like to get back home. Let's see. Past the floating islands. I personally am just eternally grateful I did not have to go past the dunes. I mean, I know I have to go there eventually, but I'm just glad I'm saving that torture for another day. And thankfully I did, as you may have seen in my last few videos, that I was able to deal some damage against the Reaper's Leviathans, killing quite a few. Because there's only one of many, just a few among many. I will get them all, that much I can promise. Well, that was a nice little distraction, but soon I will be able, but for now, right, sorry, I need to finish my thoughts. Soon we'll be able to head down to the proposed Degassi habitat in the Deep Grand Reef. But before we do that, like I said, I was going to get my alien containment modules installed this episode, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Even though I can just cheat the food stuff into my way in, now I actually have the means to procure them. I know that my methods of obtaining everything and building my base maybe seem like cheating to some, but let's be honest, gathering all the resources naturally, the way you do in real life, is very time consuming, and unfortunately since I'm doing a series on this, I don't really have the time to waste doing it the proper way. Still, it's interesting to see how it all would all work in real life. I would barely get half of I wouldn't have half of it, even a fraction of everything I had if I tried doing this the proper way. Again, I'm doing this for your entertainment, and to see how someone else played this game. I'm sure most people have already gotten bored seeing it with YouTubers like Subnautica and Markiplier and all their shenanigans. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. It was actually those two that got me interested in this game in the first place. I've watched every single episode they've played all the way up to the end where they would wait for the full release. Speaking of which, that full release should be coming sometime next month, I hope. Though, given the amount of effort that's been poured into it, I honestly don't really know.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, Seamoth is charging. Oh, God, this is beautiful. Now it's time for the fun part. Well, probably not fun for you, but more for me. It's the picture frame with a quilted double bed. Why would I have a double bed? Why would I actually need a double bed? I'm all alone here.
Aquariums provide an ideal opportunity to study alien fauna up close. Select carefully which life forms you bring on board. They may also be studying you.
Yes. As disturbing as it sounds, it's actually quite true. Creatures may appear to be simplistic and imbecilic at first, but you never know just how intelligent the creature may actually be. Oh, that's right. My bad. Oops, wrong one. Let's build the tower. 1. Personally, I'm just glad there's less of a delay. Then again, I suppose there's less of a delay because I haven't made it as massive as I normally have. Believe me, if you've seen the way I've installed my base in the past, you'd think it was like its own form of a city. There's this spot. I've always tried installing solar panels on top, but I never really got around to it. But you know what? It's fine. I don't actually have to. And that's a little too much power. Before I do that, however, let's see. Here we are. Now that I have the means to actually pull it off, I can finally install my bioreactor.
A reliable power source is a critical step towards self-sufficiency. Consider keeping a photojournal of your achievements to motivate you in times of despair.
I actually did try that for a while, but after like a bit I got actually quite bored with it. Oh dear. This is just the first step of completing my base. And as much as I would like to share it with you, unfortunately, this episode is going to run on too long, and unfortunately I have to stop. So anyhow, thank you everybody so much for joining me on this little adventure. Hit the like button to let me know you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're interested in seeing more, and be sure to share any opinions you may have with me down in the comments below. And until next time, this is King Zero Phoenix, signing off. Laters!